Hi, I'm Warwick from SRTS, Specialised Recovery and Transport Services. We specialise in moving tiny homes. We do all the difficult jobs when it comes to installing tiny homes into very difficult locations, all different terrain and all different weather. We get the whole lot thrown at us. We have multiple vehicles, few Land Cruisers, all kitted out with airbag suspension to handle the weights, diff locks, winches front and rear, as well as our large Hino tilt tray, full four-wheel drive. Tractors, more dolly systems with winches on board for doing very tight access installations. And we use the truck for all different recovery work, so it goes hand in hand. It's the recovery side of things with the winching works in well with what we're doing with tiny homes to get them into difficult places. Yeah, all the similar equipment works, and just a little bit more attention to detail with the sheer weight and size of the tiny homes. So what the plan is, we're going to unload the majority of the equipment here. We're going to be transferring the tiny home from the back of the four-wheel drive to the little yellow dolly here, and then from that point on we've got various options as we go up the hill depending on conditions, weather, all the other things that can happen. And then as we've got this equipment here, we've got to go up and set some anchors into the ground. So we've got very safe recovery points. So what we're doing now at this stage of the process is driving in two large land anchors. They're going to go down over 1 metre into the soil, and then we set them with hydraulic pressure, pull them back with a 1.5 to 2 tonne load to set them into place, and then they're going to be one of our anchor points. So when the winch runs down from the top of the hill with the truck, down through what they call like a snatch block or a pulley system, and then it'll run out across to guide the tiny home up into position. The reason we're doing this is if we did a straight pull from the truck to the tiny home, we'd flip it up and the front would be miles up in the air trying to pull it up. This will give us a direct line of pull through to get the tiny home into its final position, nice and straight. We're very happy with them. They're set in very well, put over 1.3 tonne of pressure on each one, and they set, you can feel them set. So when the anchor goes in, you can see there's an anchor. It's driven in with a large rod through the hole, drives all the way down in, and then when you set the anchor, when the rod's removed, this angle here catches the ground and squares them back up. So then the load on that is phenomenal. And they're all stainless steel, so there's no rusting and guaranteed to last for many, many years. Yeah, what we're doing here is we're putting 2 shackles and 2 snatch blocks, so and 2 anchors. So at any point we've got redundancy between the whole system. So if we have a shackle break, for instance, the secondary one will catch it. So it just makes it a lot safer and a lot more peace of mind when you're loading the winch up. Yep, so what we've done here, we've brought the tiny home up to a section where we're comfortable to disconnect it from the car, from the Land Cruiser. We'll be connecting up the winch from the rear of the truck to anchor it and always have a point of contact in place so it's very secure and safe. And at that stage we'll disconnect it and we'll place the little yellow dolly that will be going underneath the hitch, and then the Toyota will be connecting to that. So when we get up to the other end, we don't have the size of the Toyota in the way to get up and into position. We'll take up as far as we can with the Toyota on the front, and then we'll switch over to only the dolly. So what we've done now is we'll place the truck up the top of the hill on the concrete, and the truck is anchored back to a retaining wall. We've got the rear winch, the secondary rear winch running down through to the anchors that we put in earlier, and that'll be running out with extensions all the way down to the Toyota. And that'll start a winching process just to aid the traction with the wet grass. It's very slippery, and this will make it a nice slow controlled approach onto the pad. So the tiny's coming up right on the line I want it on, so that's good. The worst case scenario, if it's too close that side, we can put the truck over here and winch it over. It's easy with that winch, isn't it? Very powerful. Anyway. So now you're on there, with a bit of assistance, I'm going to take this strap out. I'm leaving that one on, I'm taking this strap out for the Sherpa, and I'm going to pull you down on this way as you drive a little bit towards that tree. And that'll bring this across on the angle we want to line the wheels up to the slab, and then at the end those winches will pull it around square with the dolly. Just stay there, foot on the brake. Working well. Going exactly where we wanted it. Wanted it over a bit more, but I'd rather have it too close here because I can set up the truck and the car over there and winch the tiny sideways across. So if anything goes wrong, that takes up the slack. It's going well. It's coming across nicely now, the line we wanted. It's just gonna, it's not really gonna belly out. It's going perfect. It's spot on. Couldn't ask for better. Right. Yep, we're on. Wait. It looks great. How good's that? How good's this little dolly work with the batteries in it? There's a full winch system right up the front. Right. We'll release this one as we go and we'll put it on a spot. It is one of those things that you take your time and you plan it out. A lot of planning, you plan it out and then it all comes together. And we love doing it, and yeah, look forward to the challenge of the next one, and yeah, bring on getting these tiny homes into great locations. It's often the best place to have the tiny home, is often the hardest place to get it. So our aim is to help get your tiny home where you need it.